Hillary Clinton personally approved sharing with the media a false theory linking former President Donald Trump to Russia even though campaign officials were not totally confident in the accuracy of the information, the manager of her 2016 campaign testified in court Friday. The bombshell revelation came during the cross-examination of Robbie Mook, who managed Mrs. Clinton's 2016 campaign. She lost that year's presidential election to Mr. Trump. While on the stand in the trial of former Clinton campaign lawyer Michael Sussman, Mr. Mook detailed to jurors his conversation with Mrs. Clinton in the final weeks of the 2016 campaign. Mr. Mook testified, "I discussed this with Hillary as well. The discussion is that we have this and we want to share this with a reporter." He said. She agreed to that. During his testimony, Mr. Mook also discussed giving now debunked claims that the Trump Organization was secretly communicating with Russia's Alfa Bank to others in the campaign. He said he spoke with campaign chair John Podesta, senior policy advisor, now White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, and former communications director Jennifer Palmieri. Mr. Mook said Mrs. Clinton approved passing the story off to a reporter, even though they had not vetted the accuracy of the information. He said, "Part of the point of giving it to a reporter was they could run it down further. A reporter could vet the information and then decide to print it." The revelations prompted U.S. District Judge Christopher Cooper to clear the jury from the room and hold a sidebar discussion with the prosecutors and defense attorneys. It is not clear what they discussed. Despite the Clinton campaign's willingness to share the theory with the press, Mr. Mook didn't view the Alfa Bank allegations as a silver bullet against President Trump because the campaign didn't understand the claims. He said, "It was certainly alarming and suspicious. We didn't know what this data going back and forth was." Mr. Mook testified in the criminal trial of Mr. Sussman, a former Clinton campaign lawyer accused of lying to the FBI when he handed over the allegations to a top bureau official. Prosecutors say Mr. Sussman told FBI General Counsel James Baker that he was not handing over the information on behalf of any client. They say he was acting on behalf of the Clinton campaign to prod the FBI to widen its existing probe into Mr. Trump's Russia ties. Defense attorneys counter that Mr. Sussman did not lie and his ties to the Clinton campaign were well known to Mr. Baker and the FBI. Mr. Sussman has pleaded not guilty to one charge of lying to the FBI, which carries a 5-year prison sentence. Mr. Mook said he absolutely would not have wanted Mr. Sussman to take the claims to the FBI. He said, "We didn't trust the FBI." From a purely analytic standpoint, the 2 or 3 most damaging days of the campaign were caused by former FBI Director James Comey, not by Donald Trump. He said he was not aware of Mrs. Clinton or any other campaign official authorizing Mr. Sussman to bring the allegations to the FBI. Mr. Mook also read from an October 31, 2016, tweet from the Clinton campaign promoting the Alfa Bank allegations after they were published in a Slate magazine article. The tweet included a statement from Mr. Sullivan, who called the claims, "the most direct link yet between Donald Trump and Moscow."